Hi everyone, this is Sarah Weidman with the Stressless Student. I hope you're well. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit is if you've known me long enough, you know that the reason that I got into this work as an executive functioning coach, or one of the reasons, is that I I have had to work very hard. I still have to work very hard on the habits that I need in order to cope with the lack of executive functioning that I have, right? So it's not like I am sitting here telling you to do these things that I don't have to work on for myself each day. And I think that's really important. I do surround myself with people who have very strong executive functioning skills because I find that it's helpful to be around people who do, so that I can somewhat be inspired or emulate some of the things that I appreciate, while also knowing that I am me and there are ways that I'm going to do things that are going to look very different than other people. Very different. And one of those things that I wanted to talk about a little bit about is there's this idea, and I get it because as a creative and sometimes as a frustrated creative, I can't think of ideas, or I don't know what to do for this project or what to write. And so much of my work is open-ended. And so I get a lot from students. I do the essay when I'm inspired, or I'll start this project when I'm inspired. And I get it. It's so hard and frustrating. But the problem with that is usually inspiration comes when there's a deadline approaching. And so it's not so much that you're working on it because there's inspiration coming, it's because there's a deadline to meet. And so I want to just give you a few thoughts about how you can start something even if you don't have the inspiration, right? So one is to do the same thing at the same time every day. So whether it is like working on an essay or a project or your homework or studying for a test, just saying, I'm going to do this at the same time every day. Truth be told, for me, that doesn't always work. One, because my projects are always changing. Two, a lot of it depends on my mood. But what does work for me is writing down what I want to get done that day in a actionable, manageable chunk. And then also, if I'm not feeling like the inspiration, which oftentimes I'm not, to do an activity that I know will start generating movement. For me, oddly, that involves cleaning. And right before I made this video, it was cleaning and listening to an inspirational podcast. And then a friend texted and said, hey, how about he's going to help me with something? He was like, how about I come over at this time, right? So I have three things going for me. Now I have done something productive. I have listened to somebody inspirational that I find inspirational. And now I have a reward, and therefore, I have a forced deadline. So those are sort of three little tricks to get yourself into doing something, to trick yourself a little bit into doing something so that you don't have to wait for inspiration, which is usually right before the deadline. All right, I will see you next time. Take care.